this is my personal opinion, so I'm not gonna show facts or whatever. But this is how I feel. I want to speak on this, and this is just my personal opinion again. But I just think it's really stupid. There are lots of different men, lots of different women, races, ages, etc., cultures, and whatever. Yeah, I do agree on the woman's side that men are worse. As a whole, we are worse than women. Yeah, I do agree with that. Rapists, murderers, and whatever, right? However, though, with this being said, I think we are also the best. We have invented the most, we have prevented the most wars, we have protected the most, we have done the most. Now, we technically have caused the most, but, that's for the woman's side, right? Now, the thing I also really don't like, though, is that um, I just don't like how we generalize things in general, whether it be a certain race, right? White, black, Hispanic, Asian, right? I don't like how we generalize stuff that a certain race is being more has more privilege than others. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I'm just saying my unfiltered thoughts. This is gonna be my only take. Again, this is just me ranting. So if you have whatever facts to back up your claims, then go for it. I'm here to debate. I've just been seeing a lot of this. I think it's a problem that's been going on for as long as we live, right? The divide of our races and genders, because I think us as humans, we do have that biasy. We do have that biasy to hate someone because of that, because the evidence shows, right? Like men just are worse. I do agree as a whole that men are worse. I As a whole, right? Like if we talk about all the men and then we talk about their actions or whatever, I do agree with that. I also don't agree though that we can just hate all other races. Now I'm gonna get to the woman's side about how great women are, because my mom is the best person I've ever met in my life. And for the red pill or whatever, I don't think all women cheat. I don't think they're all, entitled or whatever. I do think there are a lot of really great women, but I also think there are a lot of horrible women too. The reason why I'm just saying all this is because, again, there's a lot of division. And my point is that it doesn't necessarily matter what race you are, because, again, right, like, we like to say, oh, white people, right, like, they're the most racist, right? At the same time, though, there are a lot of races, black people, a lot of races, Asian people, a lot of races, this. There are a lot of people who do this and that, right? A lot of women who do this and that, a lot of men who do this and that. My point is this: we all have our flaws, right? And I don't think it's inherently because we are this certain characteristic, but how we actually. I think the bigger problem is that how we as humans, whatever thing we are, treat that characteristic, and overly it will affect. Not because we were born with that, because depending on where you live, depending on how you were raised, really determines who you are as a person. What certain characteristics determine that, though? It could be really anything. Again, also economic status, right? There are a lot of poor people who are bad people. There are a lot of poor people who are good people. A lot of middle class people who are bad people, good people. A lot of rich people who are good people, but also bad people too. My point is that there are so many different scenarios, right? And I could acknowledge the truth or whatnot about overall what, as a whole, everything is, right? But I could also acknowledge that everyone is different. Everyone has their battles, and everyone should, just try to be good people, but we just can't, because the world is tough, right? We respond to those scenarios by doing bad stuff. However, a lot of people respond to that doing good stuff. And I just want to say all of this because we're at a division right now, and that division will never stop. I'm not saying it's gonna stop. Why would it stop? Why would it stop? Murders isn't gonna stop. Rape isn't gonna stop. Robbery isn't gonna stop. Starvation isn't gonna stop. War isn't gonna stop. Because there are a lot of bad people in this world. A lot of good people too. I think I think the badness of the world resonates because it's more permanent, right? Like, for example, you do something good and you save a person, right? Congratulations, you saved the person, but that person could die any day. Whereas if you just kill them, then it's gone forever. And I like to think that bad is just, it's unfortunate how bad in this world is outweighs a lot of good. Like, you can save 100 people, but then you kill one innocent, and then that goes all the way because it's permanent, right? Because the hundreds you saved, they just what you might call it, they can die. Again, these are my filtered thoughts. Just saying what I'm thinking. No structured plan, whatever. Don't want you to go after me. I just wanted to say that this world, sucks, and we all know that. What I think the solution is, I want to say there is no solution. That's my point. However, though, there are many there's no solution to solve this big equation that's going on. But we can solve little equations as other equations come up, right? We can keep this cycle forever to perpetually keep going and make it better. And I think that's the point, is that we have to, I have to be better. I know I have to be better. I have to be better as a person. I'm flawed as hell. I'm not a good person, I don't think. All of us are flawed. And the reason why I think this is a big deal is just because I don't like how we judge something for a characteristic that applies to everyone. That, oh, you're a man, you're bad. Or, oh, you're a woman, you're bad. You're this race, you're bad. You have better things than everyone. I think it's just because it applies to everyone, that's why. Now, there are certain scenarios. I do admit that. Like, if you're rich, I mean, you have a better life, right? There are just certain scenarios, though, that I do think that you just put on one person that really can't apply. Like, I think if you're a gorilla, then you're obviously going to be stronger than a human. Like, yeah, there are certain scenarios. Like, there's so many subjectivity, but I think for this certain topic at hand, I think just saying that men are bad or women are bad or whatever, it's just bad. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I think that just comes in the scenario you're put in. Yeah, like, if the men in your life were just so horrible to you, basically all of them, I understand that. I understand everything. That's why I also just prefer to ignore it, but I just want to speak out on it just to speak out on it. I don't think anyone's going to see this because the algorithm does not like me. But yeah, I just wanted to just say my thoughts. I just think that it's just sad that we as a society are doomed. That's why I want to die someday, because I don't want to live for this. It isn't our fault, but it is our fault. It's just how life is, really. That's all it is. I want to talk more. I just want to filter my thoughts, but this is a TikTok. I don't want just to make an hour long video. I also don't know if this will upload. I also don't want people to get bored. But yeah, I mean, if I had a conversation with someone, I could go back and forth. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, these are just unfiltered thoughts. Like I said, this isn't meant to change anyone's mind. It's just me speaking about life. Yeah, so I just think that we have to stop blaming certain races and genders, because even back then there were a lot of males who were good, but there were also a lot of people who were suffering who were bad.